We still don't have Kasya-san, but it's 12. I'm not sure what club members want to do.
Yeah, we might as well start.
Okay, maybe we can hand over to our new president, Toastmaster Araki.
Hey, thank you, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting, this 153 meeting to order. It's my first time to participate the meeting as a president, so I'm a bit nervous. So, but anyway, welcome, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. We don't have any guests today, right? We don't. So we have a small crowd today, and it's my pleasure to become a president of this Toastmaster Club. So I'll do my best to set a homely and friendly atmosphere. So today's theme is heat wave. So many of you have been experienced such a deadly heat wave this year. The rainy season has ended earlier than usual. So, but I like hot summer, so I think I can bear the heat wave. So anyway, let's. So I should do. Okay, so we have 2 speeches today, and 2 evaluation session, and we don't have a table topic session today. And let's start this meeting. And the Toastmaster of the day is me, so I'll do the Toastmaster of the day. So I'd like to extend a warm welcome to everyone who joined today, and I would like to do a roll call today. Let me introduce. I'd like to introduce the role takers. So first, grammarian Tokyomidtown, could you describe your role, please?
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, Toastmasters. Okay, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuse of English language, as well as any outstanding uses, quotes, sayings, or thoughts, and report back to you at the end of the meeting. Back to Rie-san, thank you.
Thank you. So next role taker is Wordmeister, Toastmaster Yuma Tejima. Could you describe your role, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Riaki. So Wordmeister. So my role is Wordmeister is to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is to help you to enrich your vocabulary. So you can practice the use of the word for your speech and daily conversation. For this meeting, the word of the day is, let me share the screen. Hold a moment. Share the screen. Today's word of the day is a touch-based with. It means that to have a conversation with someone else and contact to someone to get an update or catch up. The usage of touch base with, like, I haven't seen you for a while. We should touch base about what is going on. So, okay, let me stop sharing. Right.
Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. It's fine. So you are encouraged to use the word of the day, touch base with, touch base, as frequently as possible. So I will count how many times you use these words, and I will provide my report to at the end of the meeting. So back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Reality.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yumatejima. Okay, next role taker is our counter. Oh, sorry, Yumatejima-san is also a timer, so could you describe a role too?
Yes, certainly. So I'm a timer as well. So my role is to remind speakers on how much time they spend on their speech, on how much time they have before the end of the speech. So instead of using the cards, I will use a virtual background. So for previous speech, you will see green for 5 minutes, and the yellow for 6 minutes, and the red for 10 minutes. For evaluation, you will see green for 2 minutes, yellow 2.5 minutes, and red for 3 minutes. At the end of each session, I will present timer's report. And that's all. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that there was a mistake in the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You said 10 minutes for red. Actually, it's 7 minutes for red.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two speeches, icebreaker speech and the other type of speech. So there's two different time limits.
Sorry. So, which one should be that 5 minutes for the green?
No, the regular speech by Toastmaster Muroga is 5, 6, and 7 minutes.
Okay. The Toastmaster Muroga 5, 6, 7 minutes, and Toastmaster Tada Nanako 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Okay.
Right.
Right. Sorry for. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Yumatejima-san. Okay, so the next role taker will be our counter, Toastmaster Stefano Spiel. Please describe a role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aki. So as the R counter, my role today is to count the unnecessary filler words that members come up with during the meetings. I'll be counting those and reporting at the end in the general evaluation session. Maybe I'm also the photographer, so it will be okay to also share.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm also taking on the role of photographer. So my role at the end is to take a picture of everyone so that we can document and share our fun meeting with other members. Back to you, Toastmaster today. Thank you.
Thank you. And then the last role taker, vote counter, is Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. So please describe your role.
Okay, thank you. As the vote counter, I will collect and count the votes when the audience votes for the best evaluator and the best speaker. Today we are skipping the best table, the table topics, so there will be no best table topic speaker. I am not voting myself, except in case where there's a tie, and I will cast a tiebreaker vote. But I will not announce if there was a tie or not. Now, to vote, please send a private chat message. The chat icon is at the bottom right side of your screen. So please select my name from the list of names and send me a message, something like hello or yes or something. So everybody please do that now. Select my name to send me a private message. Okay, can everybody do that, please? I still don't have everybody's.
Can I find your name on the list?
Ichiro Naito or General Evaluator.
General evaluator, yes.
Okay, I think I got everybody's vote. Thank you very much. So at the end of the meeting, I will announce the winner. So back to you at Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. So let's get right to the first speech today. So we have two speeches, and then our first speaker today is Tamae Muroga, and then the evaluator is Wantao. So Wantao, could you explain Toastmaster Muroga Tamae's speech objective?
Of course. So good afternoon, everyone. This is Wantao touching base from 37-degree heat wave Beijing. And yes, let me explain the purpose of this speech. So this is a evaluation and feedback project. Toastmaster Muroga-san just did his first speech, and this is her second one. So for this speech, she's going to demonstrate that she has applied the feedback received from the first speech. Yes, and the time is 5 to 7 minutes, and the title is recruitment. So I'll hand over to you, Toastmaster Muroga. Sorry, Muroga. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Toastmasters 1000. Fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon. Today, I'd like to talk about recruitment. I work in a recruitment company, and we have many opportunities to think and discuss about recruitment process in general. I'm working in the finance division, so I'm not expert in interviewing or recruiting people, but it's something I genuinely enjoy and excited talking about. In an ideal scenario, if all automation and perfect matching is possible, recruitment is extremely easy. But in reality, in most cases, it doesn't go that smoothly. So we have to go through several interviews and find the right match between candidate and interviewer, discussing the conditions, and finally offer will be made and accepted. Or sometimes it's rejected and start the process all over again. Today, I'd like to talk about challenges I'm facing these days. First challenge I like to talk about is assessing candidates' commitment. I recently had very difficult experience when I had rejection 3 months after candidate accepted the offer. Let me repeat again. It was literally 3 months after, just right before the start date, candidate changed her mind and decided not to join the company. She was supposed to join our company after giving 1 month's notice to her current employer, but she was keep postponing her start date 1 month, 2 months, saying that handover is taking time. When she postponed the start date, I was just optimistically thinking, she was probably just wants to do handover properly. And I wanted to respect her thoughts on that. However, at the end of the what happened was she got promotion in her current company after submitting the resignation letter and decided to stay there. She said, I'm really, really sorry, Tamae-san. I wanted to be responsible, didn't want to leave my current colleagues. But when I heard the news, I was really shocked and upset. And in my mind, I was thinking what I'm going to do. I was just didn't think this would happen to me. And this position was to replace another manager who was leaving. I was really stressed about workload that I and my peers have to cover until we find the right another candidate. And I was also very stressed about telling to the team that we will not have manager for some time. If I look back, the reason it happened was I wasn't able to assess candidates' commitment properly at the interview. But it's extremely difficult hard to assess commitment as every candidate pretty much look very motivated at the interview. One thing I felt these days that since almost all interviews are conducted using online tools, so candidate is less emotionally attached to the position or the company until they actually join the company. They don't really come into the office or meet people beforehand and it could be one thing that one of the reasons that people could have less engagement. Learning from my experience, I felt that I should have done approach differently. I should have done at least one interview face to face, and rather than optimistically thinking or waiting candidates to start, I should have done lunch or coffee catch up or for touch base purpose in order to hold new starters' hand until the actual start date. I don't have candidate that I can offer at the moment, but I will make sure to do that and for the next time I can offer someone. Next challenge I like to talk about is shortage of candidate. In Japan, we have limited work resources, especially bilingual candidates. Statistics says usually there are multiple vacancies available for just one position. Therefore, multiple candidates vacancies available for just one candidate. Therefore, it's often competitive to find a candidate to interview. In my mind, it's important to make the position look attractive as much as possible for candidate, as at the interview, while we are interviewing and selecting the candidate, they are also assessing if it's the right place to work. Therefore, I try to keep that in my mind that it's really important to make the job and position and the work environment as attractive as much as possible in order to attract the candidate. Lastly, as our final point for my speech, let me come back to why I like recruitment. For me, recruitment is purely nice opportunity to meet new people who have similar interests. Despite all the automation and innovation we have, recruitment is something that still has human connection. In the future, even if all the selection process or the matching process be automated and don't need recruitment company to be in between, there will be still some manual aspects remain when it comes to meeting new people and decision making. I wish you all the best for your future recruitment and for your future new encounter in your life. Thank you very much for listening. That's end of my speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tamara Muruga. It was a great speech. I had several experience using recruiters when I changed my jobs, and I got really great support from them. So I'm very appreciative of that work they've been doing. So okay, so let's take a 1 minute silence for comments for Muruga-san's speech. So could you time 1 minute? Thank you.
One minute's up.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Yuma Tejima. Okay, so let's move on to, do we do timers report now?
No, after both
After. Oh,
speeches.
okay. Okay, so let's move on to our next speech. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Nanako Tada with her icebreaker speech, very first speech. And the evaluator is Toastmaster Atsushi Katsuya. So Toastmaster Atsushi Katsuya, please explain Nanako-san's speech objective.
Okay, Danako-san's speech objective is to to uh, to say live with what you have, live with what you don't have.
That's the title, the objective of the speech. It's
Objective of
written
the
in the
speech.
evaluation form that you received.
The purpose statement. I'm looking at the evaluation form. Is that written on this?
Yes, at the very beginning.
The very beginning. The purpose of a statement. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Is that what it is?
Yes, that's what I wrote in the email to you, to please read that part.
Okay. So,
Okay, so I think that's the objective explained.
okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kasuya-san. Okay, so let's welcome Toastmaster Danako Tada. Her speech title is Live with what you have, live with what you don't have. Her title is Live with what you have, live with what you don't have. So whenever you're ready, please start.
Do you have a favorite saying or proverbs? And why do you like it? One of my favorite saying is live with what you have, live with what you don't have. Today, it always reminds me of something important. Today, I would like to share with you why this saying is so special to me. I have not spent so-called typical 20s. I changed jobs 3 times in 6 years, and always in different industries. I think it is important ambition to continue to keep looking for the environment where you can grow. In fact, I have no regrets on my past days because I made up my mind doing what I wanted to do in 20s. However, it is also true that I always had an intense thought that something not suitable for me, and there must be a better place outside of it. Unfortunately, I thought this kind of unfulfilled feeling was due to my environment. That was a small talk with a friend of mine. That changed my rooted thought. At that time, I was looking, since I had a very strong desire to continue in US, so I was looking for the company where it would issue me a working visa. However, it seems to be difficult. I apparently lacked my experiences and expertise for applying. Since I was only concerned with the condition regardless of my experiences, I couldn't get any offer letters. I was so depressed because I noticed that I couldn't be the ideal me who continued to stay in the US for my rest of my life. When I explained my condition to a friend of mine, he said to me, "Don't think too much. Just do what you like or what you're good at for your living." I was so impressed by his words. I realized that the reason I had been feeling unfulfilled was because I had not accepted myself, my strengths, my weakness, what I'm good at, or I'm not. Besides, I only looked at the ideal me, who I dreamed of. Looking at myself, I realized that I had many unique experiences which were different from others. For example, I've driven into another world where I haven't tried yet and made my goal achieved and keep going. I finally understood that I should look for an opportunity that will allow me to make use the most of them instead of stuck in the place I was in. Now I got a job which I want to continue for some years to come, where I can utilize my marketing skills or language skills that I gained earlier in my life. Many times in the past, I was influenced by the thought that to become ideal me, I had to do this and that, even if it was totally far from the real me. Every time I tried reckless things, I wore myself out. These experiences helped me to change my mindset. Now I'm able to keep myself doing my best on what I can do the most. Even so, sometimes grass looks greener on the other side. The saying, live with what you have, live with what you don't have, reminds me an important way of thinking. I'd like to continue to do my best in what is in front of me, while keeping this word as a guideline in my mind. Thank you so much for hearing my speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanako-san. Was a great first icebreaker speech. And to be honest, I've changed my job 6 times in 15 years. So in a different industry, so I can do what you feel about yourself. Okay, so let's take 1 minute for a comment. 1 minute of silence for comments, please. Takejima-san, could you time 1 minute? Thank you.
One minute up.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on to timer's report. First 2 speeches. Yuma Tejima-san, please do the timer's.
So the first speaker, Toastmaster Tamai Muroga, 6 minutes, 4 seconds. And second speaker, Nanako Tada, 5 minutes, 16 seconds. So both are eligible.
Okay, thank you. So so our next session will be the general evaluation.
Okay, let's have the vote now.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's do the vote. So could you type in the name and send it to Ichiro Naito-san?
Okay, you can move on to the evaluation session.
So let's move on to evaluation session. Our first.
Oh, okay, 1 minute, because I have to. I'm the general evaluator, so give me 1 minute to count the votes.
Okay.
Yeah, the trickiness of taking the vote count at the evaluator. Thank you, Naito-san, for taking double roles.
Okay, thank you. I have all the votes. So, okay, you can now pass it to me.
Okay, so today's general evaluator is Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. So please describe your role and do the evaluation session.
Okay, thank you very much. So the general eval now, I will start the evaluation session. The evaluation session has 3 parts. The first part is to ask the evaluators to provide evaluation for the 2 speeches. The second part is to provide my evaluation of the role takers, the various role takers. And the third part is for me to provide feedback on the entire meeting. So I'd like to start the first part, the evaluation of the speeches. So the evaluator of the first speech by Toastmaster Tamae Muroga, recruitment, is Toastmaster Wantao Zhao. And the time of the evaluation is between 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes green, 2.5 minutes yellow, and 3 minutes red, and 3 minutes 30 seconds is the maximum. So Toastmaster Wantao Zhao.
Thank you. And congratulations, Toastmaster Muroga. Sorry, I just pronounced it wrongly every time. Congratulations on completing your second speech of this project. Sorry, I was not here when you did the first one, but I'm going to just evaluate on your second one. So I'm going to evaluate from 3 perspectives. The first one is content, second one is structure, and third one is delivery. So let's start from content. I really love the real case studies that can make us all feel relate. So actually, I didn't change job, but when I was just going to graduate, I took so many interviews for the companies, and I know I was really motivated for company A, but when I chose to get offer from Cisco, my motivation just changed. So that was really easy to understand and relate. And second thing about your content is you use really easy to understand words and grammars that make, at least for me, I understand 100% of what you said in your speech. And for second one, structure, I love your structure, which is I love recruiting, but there are some problems, but I still love that because they are still human-to-human communications that cannot be replaced by the AI, by the robots. And inside the we have problems part, you have what kind of problems we have and what are the reasons and how I'm going to change that. That was also good structure seeing each problems. And the third one about delivery, I love your smile from very first to the last, which feels really good to hear the speech. And also you repeat the important part, my candidates just canceled 3 months after accepting the offer. Literally, it's 3 months to make what you want to say really can be easy to hear by us. Yes, and also I love your time management. That was perfect. And then I think I have 2 really minor points. Maybe you can do better. The first one is maybe you can use variety of voice or gestures, which Toastmaster Naito, Toastmaster Taka really good at. They always do oh, sorry, I have to cancel the offer, although it's 3 months. And I'm like, wow, what? 3 months? So to make that more funny to the audience and more easy to understand. And also, that's just my idea. At the end of your speech, you said that you can all have few bright futures, and maybe you can just add something. And this is my name card. Please touch base with me to make your speech more funny. And yeah. So that's my comment, and thank you for the perfect speech. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Naito.
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful evaluation, really touching base with this content and the delivery of the speech. So now I would like to ask the next evaluator to evaluating the second speech, the icebreaker speech, the first speech in this club by Toastmaster Nanako Tada. The title of the speech was Live with What You Have, Live with What You Don't Have. So the evaluator is Toastmaster Atsushi Kasuya, and between 2 minutes and 3.5 minutes. Okay, please. I can't hear your voice.
Sorry about that. First of all, congratulations for your very first ice-breaking speech, Nanako-san. And I will go with this evaluation form. You're very excellent at the introduction and to explain why you chose this title. Live with what you have, live with what you don't have. And you were so motivated to explain, to face yourself, try to analyze yourself, and then try to find your strong point and try to be confident in your life, why you chose to be in the United States to live. And it was very good. And you speak so clearly, so we all could understood what you were trying to say. You may want to work on facial expression a little bit more, because you kind of, it looks a little bit stiff when you speak. So maybe you should use more facial expression and a gesture. The only gesture I saw was when you said ideal me. That was the only gesture you did, I think. But maybe you should use more gestures when you're speaking. I myself did the first ice-breaking speech a little bit before. I know what you've been through, and I think we should work on it and then learn together. And maybe when you have next speech, you might want to use your movement and body and gestures a little bit more. So that way your speech will be much better, and I think that a lot of people might feel more attached to what you want to say. And also I used to live in the U.S. and try to find out what I have and what I don't have. So I feel the same. I feel the sympathy and congratulations, and please work on your speech and brush up your speech, and next time will be much better, I think. Thank you. This is my first evaluation, so I myself a little bit nervous, but let's learn together. Thank you, Naoko-san. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Kasuya, for completing your first evaluation in this club. Okay, now I would like to hear the timer's report of the 2 evaluations. Toastmaster Tejima.
Right, so let me present the timer report for evaluation. Yes, and first evaluator Toastmaster Wantao, 2 minutes 48 seconds. And second evaluator Toastmaster Atsushi Kasuya, 2 minutes 40 seconds. So both are eligible for the vote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And by the way, I'd like to remind you that timer's report is just stating the time, and the person facilitating that portion decides whether they are eligible or not. So in this case, it's a general evaluator. The speech part is the Toastmaster of the day or the evening who decides whether speakers are eligible or not. Because in some cases, even when the person exceeds the time for maybe 5 seconds, the facilitator might decide, okay, that person is still eligible. So that's just a reminder of the procedure.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
Okay, so both of them are eligible. So let's have the vote. Please select the best evaluator and send me the vote. And okay, while people are doing that, I would like to ask the grammarian to provide the grammarian's report. Toastmaster Taka Yawaki.
Yes, okay. So I would like to report some of the good use of phrases or words from the prepared speech. Speeches, thank you. Tamai-san, great speech, thank you. But in reality, this is what happened. But in reality, it's good phrase. I particularly liked when you said, I was shocked and upset. It kind of, very simple words, but it conveys how your feeling very, very straightforward. I was shocked and upset. You also said shortage of candidates. Shortage of. We also use the word scarcity. Scarcity of candidates. Similar meaning, but a little bit more severe. Scarcity, shortage. And I like you concluded your speech with good luck with your future encounters. It was good phrases. Nanako-san, I didn't know the words this say. Live with what you have and live with what you don't have. I didn't know this, so thank you very, very much for sharing the words. You said, I had very strong desire. Good phrase. You said, make use of. And you also used, grass looks greener on the other side. Common phrases, but very effective. Everybody knows. So those are the wording, reports from the grammarians. Thank you. Back to Naito-san.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Miyawaki. Now I would like to ask the word meister, Toastmaster Tejima. Please report the usage of the word of the day.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. The Toastmaster Tamai Muro ga one time, and Toastmaster Wantao Sao 2 times, and Toastmaster Ichiro Naito 1 time. So I hope I don't miss anyone.
Okay, in that case, please say, did I miss anyone?
Did I miss anyone? No? All right. So back to you, evaluator, general evaluator, Ichiro Naito.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Tejima. Now, next one is the R counters report. Toastmaster Stefano Spiro.
Thank you. So I've counted a few R's. I'll read out the names very quickly. Toastmaster Wantao twice, Toastmaster Kasuya 3 times, Toastmaster Takamiyawaki 3 times, Toastmaster Riaraki 4 times, which is great for being Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Tejima 4 times. I'd like to congratulate both our speakers who only had a few R's, which is great for first speeches, and I'd also like to announce our 0 R counter winner for today, Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Stefano. Now I would like to move on to the general evaluation of this session. First I'd like to congratulate the new officers. This is the first meeting for the new officers. And congratulations to Toastmaster Rie Araki, our new president, and serving as the Toastmaster of the day. It was very smooth. I was very impressed. You looked very confident. And a lot of people say they are very nervous during the Toastmasters meeting. But not too many people are going to notice that you are nervous. So be very confident. And it was very smooth, started on time, and the progression was perfect. So a great example of how to conduct a meeting. Feedback to the timer, Toastmaster Tejima. So sometimes we do have icebreaker speeches and the time is shorter, between 4 to 6 minutes. And sometimes we forget that. So whenever somebody's doing the timer, let's look at the agenda, and if there is an icebreaker, let's just tell everybody that there are different times. Okay, so now the evaluators. Toastmaster 1000, they thank you for evaluating the first speech. I liked it because it was very specific, very, very kind, and you provided very specific feedback on the areas of improvement, such as vocal, using more body language, and vocal variety. And you also pointed out that this is sometimes difficult because it's a Zoom environment. That was very informative. Yes, if Toastmaster Tamae was standing in front of people, she might have used more body language. Okay, so let's not, all of us, let's try to use more body language as we speak. And okay, this is the second speech of her. There was a previous speech. So my suggestion is obtain the evaluation sheet from the first speech, and then you can tell what areas she might have improved since the first speech. The evaluation sheet probably includes the areas of improvement that the first evaluator did, and you can comment on whether Toastmaster Tamae did improve on those points. Okay. So anybody doing the evaluation of the first of the two speeches, please try to obtain the evaluation form for the previous speech. If you are doing both evaluations, that's no problem, but often the evaluator will be different. Okay. And Toastmaster Kasuya, congratulations for finishing your first evaluation and the first speech, the icebreaker speech. So first for both the speaker and the evaluator. So it's very difficult sometimes to do evaluation. I sent you some instructions on the evaluation, how to do evaluation. I'm not sure if you probably read that beforehand and saw the evaluation form. So it takes a little bit of practice. The first time is also a little bit difficult, but you handled it, I think, well. You pointed out about using more facial expression, which was very specific and very to the point. Yes, sometimes the first speech, the speaker gets a little nervous and concentrates on delivering the speech and forgets to do maybe some facial evaluation or vocal variety. But that's, because it's a first speech, and the second or third speech, I'm sure the evaluator will do much better. Okay, grammarian, thank you very much, Toastmaster Takamiyawaki. I like the way you said shortage could be replaced with a word maybe scarcity. So a lot of grammarians say what that good words are or what could be improved, but you made a suggestion on another word, offered the word scarcity. So that was maybe going one more step as a good grammarian. I really like that. And our counter, the word Meister. Yes, thank you very much, word Meister, for offering the nice word of the day, touch base. Sometimes we don't use it unless we are reminded. And the counter did quite well to keep all the counts. So this meeting was, it's very rare to have two prepared speeches during a lunchtime. And today we are skipping the table topic session because we would have to do it within the next 10 minutes. But this happens from time to time. So overall, it was a very nice meeting, and we hope to continue the same high quality meeting in the future. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. Thank you for your precise, detailed, and thorough evaluation as usual. It's very encouraging to hear. Okay, so let's move on to the exciting part of the meeting, the award session. So let's call on the vote counter, Ichiro Naito-san again for the award.
Okay, so we don't have table topics, so we will start with the best evaluator and the best prepared speech. So the best evaluator of today is, drum roll, Toastmaster 1000. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, next, the best speaker. The best speaker of today is dun. Toastmaster Tamae Muroga. Congratulations. Okay, okay, good. You have your video on. Congratulations to both winners. Okay, I'd like to return the control back to the president, Toastmaster Rie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naito, and congratulations to both speakers and Tamae Muruga-san and Wantao. Okay, so thank you everyone for participating in today's lunch session. It was very good to touch base with all the members today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next meeting. Okay, so I would like to.
Okay,
call-
please ask
yeah,
if
club
there's any
business.
business. Yeah, club business.
Yes, club business. Is there
I
any? Okay.
have club business, but I also want to take a picture first, if that's okay. Can we do the photo
yeah,
session?
right.
Okay, everyone look pretty handsome. Okay, 1, 2. Yay, thank you.
Okay, so now for the next meeting is going to be 2 weeks from now, Thursday evening, 6:30 to 8:30. And Easy Speak is open. If we can fit 4 speeches. So if you are interested in doing a speech, please enter a speech request through Easy Speak. If you're not sure how to do it, please ask Stefano, the VP Education, or you can contact me as well. Okay, any other questions or comments? We still have 8 minutes. Yes.
I'd like to add,
Yes.
so just a remark, we're looking to do the club officer installation ceremony since we have new officers. And I don't know, myself being the area director, but we also have Kono-san, so maybe between myself and Kono-san, we might split the roles. But if possible, I want to ask if club officer would be able to attend, and also especially for new members who have not seen a club officer installation ceremony, I think it might be a good opportunity. We should take 10 to 15 minutes, maybe max, at the beginning of the meeting. Just a heads up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other club business or announcements, questions, comments? No? Okay, Toastmaster Rie, I think we can adjourn the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, so this 153 meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
Hey, have a good day.
Have a
Have a
good
good
day.
day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.